shit. I went down to get some water. Oh my God. Absolutely plunged right off of here. Absolutely soaked, muddy. Held on to my camera somehow. Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice job holding on to that. Was it on at the time?
I know, maybe. I don't know. Well,
I got a towel.
You want me to drop water anywhere here so we can see the petroglyphs? I lost my hat. My hat's somewhere.
Roll around like a
sponge. Like roll around on it. God. Oh my God.
Yeah, the hat went floating down. I tried to go for it, but it was out of reach. And I
didn't see it. It sank.
It's floating on top.
It's down there?
Heading towards Big Indian.
Well, guess we're going down there eventually.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I went down to wet. I can't even. Can you try off the lens?
Yeah.
I don't have any trust.
I'm just glad you popped up, buddy.
I mean, should have kept my. Guess I should have kept my life vest on. So when I kayak, I wear my PFD all the time. I wear it in the boat. I've never taken it off at any point inside my boat in any size body of water. But as soon as I land, it comes off. Let's face it, they're bulky, they're hot, sweaty. And as soon as I get on land, I like tear it off and want to air out. On some islands, that's fine, but in the lower Susquehanna, on the Conowagos, the Conowingos, and these islands below Safe Harbor Dam, it's not a great idea. These islands are all hard, smooth, polished bedrock, the hardest of the rock left in the oldest river on the East Coast. These rocks have been polished and smoothed for thousands of years. There are 4 dams on the lower Susquehanna, and differences in water levels when they release water, when they're holding back water, the water levels rise and fall all the time, leaving a lot of mud and silt on these rocks. It's a trap that I should have seen, but I didn't. I love these islands, so when I'm exploring them, I am always, especially along the edges, I am always going to keep the PFD on in this case. You never know when you're going to slip and fall in. When I fell off Little Indian Rock, it was straight into water that was probably at least 8 feet deep. I'm 6 feet tall. I did not touch the bottom underwater, which is a good thing. And I'm going to explain why in a little bit. But there was also a very, very strong current rushing by that spot. That could have spelled disaster if I didn't reach up and grab onto the rocks right away. Oh my God, look at this. I went down here. Oh my God, glad I didn't lose my glasses or anything, and I held onto the camera, but that is very muddy right there, and there is a drop off. I couldn't feel any bottom over there. Like, it just drops. That's where we were gonna land. That's where I eventually did land. It's not super warm out yet. It's supposed to be 78 degrees today. Son of a... I do have a towel in my bag. I'm gonna be wringing off clothes here. Oh my God, I hope the camera was on for that, but I don't think it was. I just blinked and I was in the water. I heard this giant splash and I thought you threw something in. I just blinked. Like, I didn't even have time to grab. There's nothing to grab. Yeah, there's nothing. I just had to like hold on to stuff. Son of a... Just absolutely 100%. That's the worst fall I ever had out here. Out in the... Gonna regroup and Gonna regroup and then we're gonna go see more petroglyphs. So back to the regularly scheduled programming. Cole's taking photographs and looking up at the dam, and my clothes are drying out. So unfortunately, I'm not going to turn the camera back this way. Sorry. Comment below if I should have. Oh man. All right. Well, lesson learned, man. That is steep, and all that brown down there is just slippery mud. So the light part is dried mud, and it's very deceptive because as soon as it gets wet, it is super slippery. Actually very happy I fell in where I did. If I fell off this side, it's a much bigger drop, and there's definitely big rocks hidden under the water. Seriously, look at that. More diabase just below the surface under a 6 to 8 foot drop. Over where I did fall in, there's it was just a straight drop off. I couldn't feel ground or anything, so. Yeah, so look at that face. So far it's been all laughing it off and a sense of relief, but this is the face of a man slowly realizing how hard and dangerous the rocks are. So about 2 months ago, when I paddled the Conowingo Islands with some creator friends of mine, one of the friends stood out on that trip. Do you see it? I do. Look at Topo Ranger. Brett wore his caving helmet in the water on the islands all day. No one said a word about it that day, but since then, and especially now, I've realized that anytime he's in a boat, in a cave, or even while exploring some of the rocky gorges that he like always ends up in, he's wearing it. Putting a helmet on is such an easy thing to do. I have an awesome Petzl helmet. It's super comfortable, lightweight, very well ventilated. Hardly know it's there. Fits like a glove. From now on, I'm going to err on the side of caution and wear it whenever I think there even might be a dangerous situation, especially on these lower Susquehanna Islands. Also, the helmet has a chin strap. When I fell in, it wouldn't have come off. I lost my hat. Wouldn't have lost my hat if I was wearing the helmet with the chin strap. I am hatless for now, but I'm keeping my eyes open. Do feel bad about littering, but I really couldn't have done anything about it right there. It was immediately swept away in the current. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for it though on the way down. I do feel really bad about losing that hat, by the way. I don't ever want to leave a trace or litter, but even if we had immediately hopped in our boats and took off, I don't think there's any way we would have caught up to it before it floated away or eventually sunk. And I like feel so super bad about that. Leave no trace, if possible. Also, we did not find my hat. That is all. The final mistake I made is just one that I've been getting really sloppy with, and I should really do better at this one. And that is let a loved one know where you're going to be when you go out to explore. Let's get dark here for a second. Let's say that the worst case scenario happened. I slipped off the rocks. I smashed my head on the way down, knocked myself out, slid lifelessly into the water. No flotation device. Strong current sweeps me away. Told you we were getting dark here. We have to. That is a possible reality that could have happened. Got to face it. My wife knew that I was hitting the river with Cole that day. I don't recall saying where we were going, what we were doing, or any of that. Jen has never met Cole. She doesn't have a phone number. They don't have phone numbers. There's no way to contact each other. Cole and I are Facebook friends. They would have probably made that connection eventually. I use All Trails to map every hike, every paddle that I do. If you look here, you can set a lifeline. Your lifeline can follow along in real time with where you are at all times. If you're not back by your targeted finish time, it lets them know. It has GPS coordinates of your last known position. The only problem with this is that sometimes at a trailhead, there's no data. There's no connection with the phone. It's not perfect. So if that's the case, then I don't really send that out, and I should. I've used Jen as a lifeline. I've used my buddy Jay as a lifeline, and I need to get better at that. I wear the Samsung Watch 5 Pro. This is great for tracking your activity, your steps, everything like that. It has a feature that alerts you when you've had a hard fall. It asks you if it should call 911, and if you don't respond and cancel that out within a certain amount of time, it will call 911 through the Samsung phone and alert them to your position and say that you've had a hard fall. The way I fell off these rocks, it was more of a slide. My feet went out, my butt probably hit, and I just slid off the ledge of this rock and underwater immediately. I never hit bottom. There was no real big impact, so that feature did not go off. It did not alert to a hard fall. So that's not foolproof. I've had it go off at sporting events from clapping and jumping and cheering and screaming my heads off, and I get an alert that says they're going to call 911 because they think I fell. No, I was just really excited about Notre Dame winning the lacrosse national championship this year. I was super excited about my daughter putting a block down in some girl's face on the volleyball court. Like that registers as a hard fall because I am very excitable, and but it did not register when I actually had a fall. So to fix this mistake, I just need to drop a text to my wife saying where we're going to be, how long we're going to be out, who I'm going to be with. Here's their phone number. It'll take minutes to send that. I can also jot that information down, leave it in my car at the trailhead. Search parties out there, they find my car. There's something in there that says where I'm at, what my plan was, and when I should have been back. So to recap, number one, wear a PFD at all times, not just in your boat, but if you're exploring slippery, muddy, rocky islands and walking to the edge of them, wear the PFD. Give yourself a chance. If you're unconscious, hopefully it keeps you afloat until you can wake up, hopefully. Number two, wear a helmet if you're exploring rocky, slippery islands so you don't go unconscious and don't get brain damage or die, period. Number three, let those loved ones know where you're going to be, what your plan is. Leave that information in your car at the trailhead or boat dock. Let somebody know of your plan. A little bit of bonus material here, just a little bonus advice is when you find a piece of clothing or hiking gear that you love, order a backup. I did lose my trademark orange hat, but at the time I knew I liked it. I ordered a second one, and silver lining, I'll look the same in my videos going forward. So little bonus advice right there. Thank you for watching. This is not a video that I wanted to make or ever expected to make. I'm going to get so many I told you so's from my mother, my mother-in-law, my aunt, and my niece. More than I could ever want to hear in my entire life. I get it. I get it now. I get it. Okay? Don't make Thanksgiving awful. But it's because you care, and I know that. Thank you. This happened to me. It can happen to you. I love all of you out there, and I appreciate you. And if this advice helps just one person not get into a pinch, then this was worth it. Making this video was worth it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you out there, hopefully being safe. Thanks a lot.